Good evening, everybody. And here we are for another week of auction. Make sure everybody can hear me. I'm going to pop out my chat here real quick. And of course, I have to go back to live chat when I pop it out. And so here we are. Knock this screen down and bring this screen up. Get myself finalized and ready. Got a lot of stuff to auction off tonight. Well, given that Sherman wants to stick around. Come here, buddy. Over here. Over here. Come over here so everybody can see you. There we go. See, there he is. Sherman the dog is here. You like my t-shirt? This one's from Bourbon Street, New Orleans. Used to ride a Sportster myself. I sold it before we moved to Southeast Florida. Oh, my phone's going to make noise, so I'm going to shut it down so that it doesn't make noise. Then I'll wake up in the morning and forget that I did that. Well, I tell you what, we got a lot of people here this evening. Let's go ahead and get started on everything. I think that's probably a good idea. So here we are, Coin Night Live Auctions. That's weird. Okay. Hosted by yours truly once I figure out what I'm doing here. No, I got them all cut. Yeah, I like to have my hair short. Want to see that again? There you go. A good old military cut. Yeah. I'm going to give you a little bit. Oh, yeah, check this out. So, here's the office tour. We have the dog sitting over here, and then we've got my window and my bookshelves and all that. But now we have an electric fireplace. We actually have an electric fireplace that actually blows heat that we can use when it gets cooler in the wintertime, because I do plan on it getting much cooler in the wintertime. So now we have a... What? Now he's sitting here like, hey, daddy, hey, daddy, hey, daddy. I help you. I help you. All right, so now let me transition back over and get us started on the slideshow for the auction. And we have right here our very first item up for bids. This guy, folks, these things are not common at all. You don't see these around. This is a 1956D 1OM001. Now, why do I call it 1OM? Because I call it an over Mintmark. Other people have a tendency to call it a misplaced or a DMM, which is a deplaced or displaced Mintmark. I prefer to call it just an over Mintmark and get it over with because, well, more people just understand it that way. But this is a very valuable coin. It's very difficult to find these. There's where your S is, right there, between the 1 and the 9 of the date. I'll take that away and let you see it again. Now, take a look at it in full view. You can actually see the S between the 1 and the 9. These things are pretty scarce. You don't see these often at all, especially in uncirculated condition. This one is a later die state version, which means that the S is a little more visible than it is in earlier die state. Looks like we're currently with Bingo Brian at the high bid at $35. Bulldog comes in at $40. Hello, Bulldog. Joe Durbin, Benjamin Marler, Coin Dragon, the lovely Penny Parent, The lovely Polly Bloom. Jody Gomez. So many people. Thank you all for coming in here tonight. Yeah, Jeremy Johnson, no, he was keeping up. I think he got the $29 one stuck out there and didn't realize what he was doing there. We do have a full house. I wonder how many people we do have this evening. Let me check this out. We have 39 people in here right now. 39. How about that? Paula says 39. Stephen Dallas comes in and says 40, but are we bidding or not? Because if we're bidding, we need to bid higher than 45. Because Bingo Brian has a high bid of 45. I think Paula was saying that we have 39 people in here. Steve might have been coming in saying that we got 40 people. But if he was bidding, he needs to go higher. Bulldog now has a high bid of $48 on this one. That's right. No numbers in chat. We all need to learn the rules. Take it back and show you the coin again. Bingo Brian brings it up to $50. Does have a few black spots on it here and there, but it doesn't really affect the area that we're actually looking at, which is right here. This is a photograph of this particular coin. This is not a stock photo. Where you can see, if you look below the 1 and 9, you can see the bottom half of an S. If you look between the 1 and 9, right where you would expect to see that top half of an S, you'll actually see the upper serif. Thank you for your bid, Bingo. Jeremy Johnson has high bid right now at $55. Sold to Jeremy Johnson for $55. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for all your bids. Let me move on to the next item here. We have a 1910 Lincoln Cent. Now this 1910 Lincoln Cent has nice luster. You can see that it has really good luster. It's near full detail, which means that it is an AU coin, but it's a high-end AU coin. A very nice AU coin. For $9, I imagine it would make a really nice album filler. So who wants to upgrade their album? Upgrade your Dansko to a coin that has a really nice sheen to it. CM Silver does at $9. Thank you for your bid, sir. You notice if you've been over to coppercoins.com/auction, where is the place that you can see all of these auction lots prior to them running, you will notice that we now offer images, more than one image, of coins that are running for auction in case it needs it. We got a lot of images out there this week. Did a couple of small format changes to that page. Actually wrote some programming code for the first time in years. I see Steve Patet is here. Put a bid in at $10. CM Silver comes over at $11. And CM Silver will take it unless someone bids higher. Thank you, Bingo. I do appreciate that. Steve comes in at 12. And CM Silver decides to top him at 13. A lot of detail on this coin. Looking at the reverse alone, you wouldn't even think this is an AU coin. It has so much luster. Look at the obverse, and there's a little flat spot above the ear, and there's a little flat spot on the cheek. That tells me it's a very high-end AU coin. Yeah, the link to the list, I can just tell it to you. It's coppercoins.com/auction. CM Silver buys this one at $13. Somebody else is going to get to it before I will every time. Congratulations, Stephen Elliott. Or not Stephen Elliott, CM Silver. Stephen Elliott, congratulations to you. Now you know where to go to see the auction list. Let's move on to the next item. We have a 1911D Lincoln Cent. Got light to moderate wear on it. It's a nice, very fine, upper end, very fine coin. I'm going to start this at $8. Now, mind you, you can hardly get a good condition coin of this particular issue for less than $5. And this one started at $8. Bill Betts comes in at $8. Thank you, Bill. Mr. Dowdle comes in at $9. Copper Kingdom at $10. Dog's down here giving himself a lick bath, and it's bothering me. Bulldog comes in at 12, a little too late. Galaxy gets his bid in there. CM Silver comes in at 11. Galaxy still high bid at 12. And Copper Kingdom settles that dispute. Goes to 14. CM Silver comes in a little late with 13. And then Galaxy goes to 15. Bill's out. Thank you, Bill. And Bulldog tosses his hat back in the ring at $16. Mr. Dowdle is out. Thank you, sir. Three bids almost simultaneous at $17. Galaxy gets the bid in there first. You seen Copper Kingdom first, Penny Parent? Okay, Galaxy goes 20. Copper Kingdom goes 22. Bulldog, after this item ends, I think you might want to refresh your screen. Looks like you're falling behind just a little bit. Galaxy goes to 25 on this one. Nice coin here with a lot of detail. Got full strong wheat lines. No damage to speak of. Any damage on here should be expected for this particular grade. Little hits, little marks here and there. Bulldog goes 27 on this one. Hello, Mr. Adams and Matting. I think I know Galaxy, but Galaxy will have to remind me of who they are because I keep getting new names in my head and older names just tend not to stick with me. I am such a forgetful person these days. I'm scatterbrained, I guess. Well, Copper Kingdom has high bid right now, $29. Galaxy comes in and bids $30. And Bulldog hits it at 31. Hey, Galaxy, when you get a chance, why don't you just go ahead and send an email to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. so Jessica can take care of you and make sure that you've got your invoice sent after the auction. And Galaxy's out. Copper Kingdom is out. Bulldog bid 31. 31's a high bid, going twice. Your messages are showing, Amber. And sold the Bulldog for $31. Thank you, sir. Let me move on to the next item. Look at this colorful beast. This is a 1945 S, 1mm23. It's a 23rd different repunch mint mark listed in the Coppercoins files. This one's a nice full near red gem BU. It has some really interesting colors on it. I ended up with a near roll of 1944 and 1945, 44D and 45S, that turned out with this interesting kind of toning on. I'm really not sure exactly what caused it, but they're really neat. Here's a picture of the RPM itself. You can see it in the upper curve and in the serif, the upper serif. We've got Deanne with a high bid of $4 right now. Thank you, Deanne. I don't need help, Google Chrome. I don't know why you did that. Google Chrome decided to come in and ask me if I needed help. No, but thank you very much. I was doing fine until you popped up. This is auction number 16. We're on item number 4. Copper Kingdom currently has a bid of $6. This is a 1945S repunch mint mark. It's 1mm023 by the Coppercoins listing system. Found on coppercoins.com. That's correct. Up to $10 we have 50-cent increments. So you can bid 6.5 and take the high bid right now. All it takes is a 6.5 and we'll recognize your bid. Of course, if you're Mr. Dowdle, you want to hit it hard and just go with the full dollar bids. Thank you, Mr. Dowdle, for your high bid there. And Copper Kingdom comes back at $9. Hawkeye PA jumps in just a little late with an $8 bid. Copper Kingdom still has our high bid of $9, and James Dowdle pops in with a half bid, $9.50. You'll need a $10 bid to keep this one going, and Hawkeye bids 10, Copper Kingdom bids 11. And Mr. Dowdle is out. Copper Kingdom has the high bid of $11. We're at full dollar increments now that we're above $10. It'll take $12 to knock Copper Kingdom out. Hello, Rich. How you doing? And a current high bid is $11 with Copper Kingdom. Now Robert Adams comes in at $12. $55 people watching. Has to be a record at this point. Copper Kingdom at $13. I appreciate everyone who's watching us tonight. If you'd like to bid and you're not already registered with us, just send us an email message. coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. Just tell us your real name, your YouTube name, and the email address that you use for PayPal payments. And we'll consider you registered and you're welcome to bid right away. We're going once with Copper Kingdom high at $13. All in, all said and done, sold to Copper Kingdom at $13. I appreciate your bids. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next item up for bids. The 1955D, RPM number 20, 1mm020. The Lincoln Cent Repunch Mintmark. It's a nice uncirculated coin. I'm going to start this one off at $3. $3 for this uncirculated coin. It does have some toning spotting, but it doesn't have all that much in the way of any damage spotting. It's more just a color thing. It's a classic split serif RPM. There we go. 55D, RPM number 20. There it is right there. Split upper and lower serifs. Hawkeye comes in with a bid of $3. The Midnight Silver Run tries to take it at $3 as well. Welcome to the bidding, Midnight Silver Run, at $4 now the high bid. And Deanne punches for just a little late. Midnight Silver Run still high bid at $4. And Mr. Dowdle bid $6. Now, folks, remember that we not only have Lincoln Cents for sale at lincolncent.com, we've also got a eBay store, stores.ebay.com/Coppercoins. Hello, Cajun Coin Hunter. Well, you're in here just at the 5th lot being run, so we've got plenty of lots left. We've got 40 lots left to run. It's a big night tonight. Wow, now we're up to 63 people. We're going once with Midnight Silver Run, high bidder $7. And Copper Kingdom jumps in at $8. Midnight Silver Run pops back in with a $9 bid. I really hate you missed that first item too, Stephen Elliott, because I don't have another one. Mr. Dowdle bids 10. Copper Kingdom comes back at 12. Midnight Silver Run is out. Thank you very much for your bids. And Mr. Dowdle is out. We're going once with Copper Kingdom, high bidder $12. Going twice. Hello, Andy and Vicky. All in, all done. Sold to Copper Kingdom for $12. I am Coppercoin. Thank you for your bid. Moving on to the next item, we have a semi-key 1914S Lincoln Cent. This is a low mintage item. Not nearly as many of these made as many of the other S Mint issues. I will let you know that this one has slightly porous surfaces, but has very fine details. And we started off at 12, and Bill Betts comes in immediately at 15, and Deanne pops in with 18. So 18 is current high bid on this one. And Hidden Numismatist pops in with 25, then Galaxy at Hidden Numismatist at 19, Galaxy 25. Sorry about that. Galaxy bids 25 on this one. 69 viewers currently. Welcome to the auction, everyone. Looks like we've got Bulldog out there with a $27 bid as our high bidder. Joe Durbin. Every time I see your name, it reminds me of Snake City because they shoot that show in Durban, South Africa. Spelled the same, Durbin. Just an interesting little thing. That's where Simon Keys is from. He catches mambas and cobras and other things, take them out to the wild and releases them. I watched that show because I like watching him messing around with the very venomous snakes. I see your name, Joe Durbin. I think South Africa. Victoria's got the high bid right now, $28 on this one. And then Jody thinks of his elementary school principal, Mr. Durbin. Bulldogs at 30. And Wild Bill's in the house. No co-silver. Victoria's out. Bulldog's in at $30. And Kid Did Okay comes into the house. Thank you. Sold the Bulldog for $30. Thank you very much, sir, for your bid. Let's move on to another one. Colorful coin, 1930 Lincoln cent. This one's a nice uncirculated coin. Got lots of red on it. A little bit of toning going on the reverse side. Let's start this one off at $5. Ever think you could get a 90-year-old coin for $5 in this condition? James Dowdle pops in with $7. Oh, no, Copper Kingdom lost his service because he's driving and bidding. And Midnight Silver Run comes back with an $8 bid. We have a new design for the Coppercoins t-shirts out there. If you go to Amber Panel, she'll show it to you. ap@coppercoins.com. We'll be posting it tomorrow, but this is like an early message that we're going to be doing a new design. She'll be able to show it to you if you email her. Out of all the bids that we've got right now, James Dowdle is high bid at $13. And Midnight Silver Run pops a bid at $15. Hawkeye Midnight Silver Run's already got the high bid at $15. And since we're above 10, you'll have to do a whole dollar, go up to 16 to keep this one going. Oh, James Dowdle pops in with $17 now. And Hawkeye, once again, just a moment too late with 17. Hawkeye bids $20 now. That's a way to solve that problem real fast. James is out. Thank you, sir. Midnight Silver Run is out. CM Silver bids 21 to keep it going. Copper Kingdom tries 21, but doesn't beat CM Silver time. Hawkeye bid 22. And then Copper Kingdom bids 22. Copper Kingdom's getting outbid every time. Like a race to the finish line, Copper Kingdom were neck and neck, and Copper Kingdom comes in just a nose behind, but he edges ahead with $24. And then Hawkeye comes back with a $26 bid. Don't forget, for all you people who are out there who have not registered with us and would like to bid and got an itchy trigger finger, you'll need to register with us first. You register with us by emailing coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. Give us your real name, your YouTube screen name, and the email address that you use for PayPal, and we'll get you registered. And this one sold to Hawkeye for $26. Thank you for your bid. Moving right along to the next item, we have another Repunch Mintmark. Everybody's been asking me to run a variety and error auction. Well, here it is. This one's mostly varieties and errors on this one. 1956D, RPM number 7, 1mm007. We'll start this one off at $3. Here's a picture of the Mintmark itself. You see that it's a nice North Repunch Mintmark. Very, very close to the 5 and the date. That's one of the main things that you can look at to tell that this is RPM number 7. We'll go back and I'll take a look at it again. You can see by looking at the whole coin that the Mintmark is very close to the 5 in the date. Currently with Midnight Silver running a high bid of $8. And here's a picture of the whole coin again. I know what's doing that. So I've got my cursor over on an instance of the Chrome browser. And in my studio software, I use F1 and F2 to flip between the slides. Well, F1 is help in Google Chrome. So when I've got my cursor in Chrome and I hit F1 to go back a slide, well, it automatically tries to help me. Interesting. Midnight Silver Run throws a bid of $10 out there and gets everybody running. Folks, I got some surprises coming up next week. We're going to do this all over again. Next Tuesday evening. Can't remember what that is right now. I think it's the 5th of November. Yeah, 5th of November. We're going to have a big auction on the 5th of November. And I already predict that if you're not there, you're going to miss out, and you're not going to like that. RPM group bids 11 to keep it going. Hello, Mr. Ring. And Cousin Jeff is in the house. Majestic Sounds of Coins. We got 71 people watching us right now. We got 3 reveals this week. We've got 2 coming up tomorrow evening. Then we've got 1 coming up on Thursday afternoon. The 2 for tomorrow evening are going to be a 1960D large date roll. People always love 1960D large date. And just after that, we'll be doing a 1959D roll. Then the following evening, we've got a 1955D. All of these are Fed Reserve wrapped rolls. What are you confused about, Midnight Silver Run? I'll try to help you out. Oh, I get it. I see. Midnight Silver Run bought this at $10. I don't know why it kept running. Midnight Silver Run's got this one at $10. I kind of fell asleep at the wheel there, I guess. Chit-chatting and talking. We move on to the next item. Take care of this problem. Here's 1933 Lincoln cent. This one's a nice uncirculated 1933. It's a brown coin. Lacking some luster, but still for a 1933 at $14, this is a really nice coin. Looking for an opening bid of $14 on this one. Lot number 9, auction number 16. Bingo Brian starts off with 20. Kind of slaps it in the face, and James Dowdle and Copper Kingdom both come back low. Now Sherman's all comfortable. Got Bingo Brian at $20. We have any bids at 21? Mr. Dowdle comes in at $21. And Bingo pops 22. And Vicky hits 23 right before James Dowdle has a chance to, and Bingo's out. Thank you, Bingo. Vicky's got high bid at $23 right now. And I do appreciate your bid, Miss Cardwell. And Mr. Dowdle is out. And we're going to start counting it down for Vicky in case nobody else happens to want to take it for over 23. And we're going twice. And sold to Vicky Cardwell, $23. Thank you. Thank you very much for your bids, Vicky. Next item up for bids, 1957D, RPM number 6, 1mm006. This is a red uncirculated coin. It didn't come out so wonderfully in the photographs, but we're starting this one off at $3. It's a really inexpensive start to a nice wheat cent RPM collection. Here's a picture of the RPM itself. You can see how it's got a big bulge at the south end. Deanne starts this one at $3. It is a very low price for an uncirculated wheat cent RPM. Typically, uncirculated wheat cent RPMs start at around $5 and go up from there. Mr. Dowdle bids $4 on this one. And Bingo comes in with a bid of $7. Deanne comes in at $7.50. And then Bingo bids $8. And Mr. Dowdle bids $9. Bingo comes back at $10. And Mr. Dowdle bids $12. This is an active room tonight. Bingo bids $15. And it's a neck-and-neck race between James Dowdle and Bingo Brian. Mr. Dowdle bids $16. We've got a big auction tonight. We've still got 35 items to go through. Bingo bids $18. And Mr. Dowdle is out. It is a record night. And everything aligned just perfectly, including Sherman's head back here. Because he's snoring like a buzzsaw. Sold to Bingo Bryant at $18. I appreciate it. Making you miss the racetrack. Which racetrack? Is that an animal racetrack or a car racetrack? Move on to the next item here. We've got a 1958D RPM now. It's RPM number 4. 1958D 1MM004. Let me show you this RPM. It's a really nice one. A little bit of a south RPM going on here where you can see it on the inside of the regular mint mark, the primary mint mark. You can also notice that the mint mark is very, very close to the date. Oops. There it is. I went the wrong direction. Coin does have some interesting color. It's got some interesting toning on it. It's a nice, decent luster coin with a few spots here and there, but the color is something to pay attention to. It's got some fire reds, and it's coming down to a golden brownish color too. Very interesting color. There's the repunchment mark itself. Midnight Silver runs high bid at 10, then James Dowdle pops in at $11 right before the twice call. Hello, Robert Folk. We got so many people in here tonight, I'm missing people's names as they come by saying hello. Show me some love, people. Got 70 people out there, and we only got 42 likes. Like, it's free. Midnight Silver Run bids $12 to keep this one going. Likes that color. Mr. Dowdle is out. Thank you for your bid, sir. Coin Dragon. As Jody found out, Anax has only graded 8 of these. Copper Kingdom throws a $13 bid in. Got so many hats in the ring, I'm waiting in them. Mark Thomas, I do believe I saw your registration information. Amber, you could check the email and find out. Where's Shay? Didn't see Shay. Oh, there's Shay. Well, hey. You're in the back in case you're needed. Thank you. Aha, I see. Actually, you didn't get sold in there prior to the bid that I can see, so the bid is at $13. A Midnight Silver Run is out. All right, so now we can call it down. There we go. Mark Thomas, in case you miss it, you are good to bid. Sold to Copper Kingdom at $13. Thank you, sir, for your bid. Sorry about the confusion back there, but if we get a bid in before sold is called, then we have to start the whole process again. Look at this one. This is 1958 DRPM number 9. It's 1MM009. I'm going to start this one at $4, and this one has some beautiful toning color to it. And Robert Adams pops in with a starting bid of $4. And then Deanne bids $7. Mr. Dowdle bids $8. And Art Ring, the RPM group bids $9.50. James Dowdle bids $10. Here's a picture of that RPM. It's a North RPM. It shows on the inside lower portion of the mint mark. And again, this is another one of those where the mint mark is very close to the date. It's a very shiny, high luster coin with a lot of color. Mr. Dowdle has the high bid at $10. RPM Group Art Ring is out. Thank you, sir. Majestic Sounds of Coins looking to see if they can start bidding. Jeff Dunn is out. Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Here's a picture of that RPM again. We're going once with James Dowdle as a high bidder at $10. Going twice. Anyone else all in? And sold to Mr. Dowdle for $10. Thank you, sir, for your bid. Moving right along, we have a 1926S Lincoln Cent. This is one of the semi-key dates. It does have a little boo-boo above the "we," above the legend on the top of the obverse, above the motto, not the legend. Legend is United States of America. Above the motto on the obverse, just a small boo-boo up there. It's a little bit of a carbon area. But otherwise, we have a really nice, very fine coin. You won't see these going very often as cheaply as $15 for the starting bid here. Mr. Patek comes in with a $15 starting bid. CM Silver bids $20, hits the hammer hard. Mark Thomas comes in at $22. Mark Thomas currently a high bidder at $22. James Dowdle left scratching his head. CM Silver bids $28. As if saying, let me see you top this. Mark Thomas bows out. Thank you, sir. Steve Patat is out. Thank you, sir. We're going once with CM Silver at $28, high bidder. James Dowdle pops in with a $29 bid. And CM Silver at $30. Some of you might be wondering why I don't get the CM in silver, meaning 900 fine silver. That's because it doesn't. CM is his initials. I found that out because I asked. I always thought it was CM Silver, 900 fine silver. That's what it looks like. 900 fine silver is coin silver. CM is 900 in Roman numerals. I was wrong. CM is also his initials. Sold to CM Silver for $30. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next item up for bids, we have a 1958D 1mm13. Might be CM Copper now, huh? The 1958D 1mm13. Here's a picture of the RPM. This is the RPM on this particular coin. Deanne bids $5 to get it started. There's the coin again. Midnight Silver Run tops that at $7. Deanne bids $9 to keep it going. And Mr. Dowdle gives us a first bid of $10. This new t-shirt design that we have, I think it's kind of neat. It was Amber's idea. He kind of said, what if we do something like this right here? Like, okay. So I did it, and it looked good. Midnight Silver Run comes in with an $11 bid. Just ask her, ap@coppercoins.com. She'll send you a picture of it. Deanne's a little late at 11. Paula's got her shirt. Amber has one. I have one. A lot of people out there have ordered some shirts already. I tell you what, these things are really cool. We got Midnight Silver Run with the highest bid of $11. And Robert Adams bids $12. Right after going twice as cold. Midnight Silver Run will have to top 12 if he wants to keep it going. I thought yesterday around here we were headed back into summer. We had a high of 86 degrees here yesterday. And then today, I don't even think it hit 70. Strange weather we're having this month. Going once with Robert Adams at $12. And Midnight Silver Run pops back in with a $13 bid. Not to be outdone. Cold and rainy in Texas. Texas is such a large state, though. You could be snowing in one corner and have summer in the other corner. Okay, Steve, I just don't want to be where you are right now. No disrespect intended. I love 24 is about 30 degrees too cold for me. Snow? What's that? Robert Adams has a high bid at $14. I'm addressing packages to you people all the time, and I can't seem to remember who lives where. Midnight Silver runs out. We're going twice to Robert Adams at $14. And this beautiful RPM sold to Robert Adams at $14. Thank you for your bids. Here's another one. This is RPM number 15, 1mm15, 1958D Lincoln Cent Repunch Mint Mark. Beautiful full red near gem coin. Has a few little spots here and there, but wow, for marks and luster, it's really nice. Really nice coin. Here's a picture of the RPM itself. Deanne throws a bid at $5 out there to get it started. Thank you, Deanne. Yeah, I think I'll probably get to see snow this year. I have not seen snow since February of 2011. Well, I did see some a couple of years ago when I went to Missouri for a holiday season. I saw an inch or so, but I haven't actually lived in it, had to drive in it, and had to shovel it since 2011. It was February of 2011. Deanne still got the high bid of $5 on this one. And Mr. Patek comes in with a $6 bid. Thank you, sir. I can remember that time that I saw snow for the last time in February of 2011. It was probably one of the coldest days that I've experienced in the continental 48 states. It got down to 29 degrees below zero that night. That was in Missouri. Come to Mayville, New York. 224 inches. That's just a little bit taller than me. Paula, eat and watch. Good for you. Mr. Patet has the current high bid of $6, and Deanne comes in at $7 to keep it going. We see that little sunken in area inside the mint mark, right on the inside of the vertical bar. That's the vertical bar of the secondary mint mark. They actually have two mint marks right here that are basically right overlapping one another. Mr. Dowdle bids 8 on this one. Not big enough for cold. I guess Denise Catania is kind of small. Kind of like my wife. Blow away in a stiff wind and freeze to death in 50-degree weather. And we got Mr. Dowdle, $8 going once. And twice. I picked it right. Denise is a petite. Sold to James Dowdle at $8. Thank you, sir. And auction item number 16 is our first error and non-cent for the evening. This is a 1980 Philadelphia Mint Washington quarter error with a curved clip. Very nice uncirculated coin. I'd call it a gem. Start this one off at $8. Deanne gives us a bid of $8 to get this one started. This is a very nice coin, and one of the ways that you can tell a genuine clip is that the rim right next to the clipped area is going to ramp down to the clipped area because there's not enough metal to fill up the rim. Oftentimes when people use some sort of a belt sander or a Dremel tool or something to create a clip, they forget about this fact, and the rim is nice and strong right next to the clip. It's not going to happen on the real McCoy. The other thing that you can tell is if you look at the word in on this one, you can see how the eye is very weak. Well, the reason for that is because most of the metal that would have filled up the eye went over to try to fill up that clip instead. So the design details right next to the clip are going to be very weak. We got Mr. Dowdle with a $17 bid. It's high bidder in here right now. RPM group can't catch a break. Oh, Denise barely meets the requirement to not to have to sit in a car seat. Now, what would happen if you had to drive in a car seat? That's interesting. Vicky Cardwell bids $20. She's something serious about this one. She puts Wild Bill and James Dowdle out. And we're going twice. Sold to Vicky Cardwell at $20. Thank you, ma'am, for your bid. Next item up for bids. This is a 1955 Lincoln cent. This is one of those coins that was the antithesis of the double die for 1955. Everybody was out looking for the double dies because they heard it on the news stories. It was actually the first coin to really start the die variety collecting craze. And these coins came up. Dealer after dealer after dealer had to bat them down because people thought they were doubled dies. Most people had never actually seen a real doubled die before. In fact, most people hadn't even studied their coins at all. People started studying their pocket change, and they were finding these with this doubling in the last 5 of the date. They thought they had found the treasure. Took it to a dealer and found out, this isn't the treasure that you're looking for. This is a fool's doubled die or a poor man's double. It's not a true double die. This is created by a late die state or a worn out die. You can see how the top of In God We Trust is also very loose, very fuzzy. You can see a lot of cracks across the head. In fact, this is called a cracked skull penny because of the cracks going across the head. So you've got the 1955 doubled there at the very end, and people thought that was a double die. And still today, even I, in the albums, when I'm filling an album to sell it, I'll put one of these in the spot for the 1955 double die simply because, well, the 1955 double die doesn't necessarily belong as a part of a normal set of Lincoln cents. You do not have to have it to finish a PCGS set. So I stick one of these in the hole just to have something in the hole to, well, dismiss my OCD. Mr. Dowdle's got a bid of $5 on this one. I appreciate that, sir. And Copper Kingdom comes in with a $7 bid. Read what Jody has to say there. Very interesting information. He goes out and does research on this stuff as we're going along. And he finds interesting tidbits of information for us to look at. And Copper Kingdom has a current high bid at $7, and Jeff Dunn is out. And we're going once at $7 for Copper Kingdom, and James Dowdle comes in at a bid of $7.50. And Copper Kingdom deciding whether he wants to bid $8. Mr. Dowdle's high bid at $7.50. Everyone else chewing on popcorn. Copper Kingdom bids $9. Hits that hammer hard. And Mr. Dowdle is out. We're going once. Going twice. And sold to Copper Kingdom at $9. RPM Group, I think you're correct. Jody does know a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of information banked in his head. More than me, actually, I think, in some areas. Here's our next one, 1961D, RPM number 18. This one's a nice uncirculated coin. It's a full near red gem. I'm sorry, it's a full red near gem. Got my words mixed up a little bit. We're starting this one at $2. $2. Here's a picture of the RPM for you. You can see an extra D coming out of the right side of the D Mintmark. Follow the two arrows on the right side. Then you have a third D as a lower split serif. Mr. Patat bids $5 on this one. These are not common. They're not easy to come by. 1961 D RPMs don't tend to get the attention the 1960 D does, simply because 1961 D is just not quite as popular with collectors. But still, yet, if you want to get a nice set of memorial repunch mint marks, you'll have to go with the 1961s. And RPM number 18 is going to be one of the tougher ones to come by. Well, we've got Deanne with a bid of $8. Here's a picture of the whole coin again, showing all the nice luster on this one. $9.50, James Dowdle. And James Dowdle currently high bid at $9.50. Looking for a $10 bid. Looks like we can't get $10. James Dowdle at $9.50 going once. 85 viewing, wow. Going twice. And sold to James Dowdle at $9.50. RPM group says wait. What does the RPM group have to say? You're very welcome, Mr. Dowdle. Thank you for your bid. I appreciate that, Steve. Thank you. Let's look at the next item. We got a 1961D 1mm37. This is RPM number 37 as listed in the Coppercoins system. We're going to start this one off at $2. We have a nice MS64 red coin here. And there's a repunch mint mark. You see it as a line going right through the middle of the D. Art, you got to check on your RPMs before we get started. That way you'll know whether or not you want to bid on it. This is number 37 if you want to go check. Midnight Silver Run bids $4 on this one to get it started. Thank you. There's a picture of the whole coin again. Deanne bid $6 to keep this one going. Thank you, Deanne. There's a picture of your RPM again. Robert Adams got his binders out, rummaging through the pages to make sure that he's got what he's got, and he doesn't have what he doesn't have, but he doesn't know which one is which. Midnight Silver Run bids $10 to keep this one up. Leaves Deanne scratching her head. Index population on this particular repunch mint mark is only 2 in mint state. Gives you an opportunity to have the third one graded. Deanne bids 12 on this one. Didn't leave her scratching her head for long. Midnight Silver Run bids 14 to keep it going. Nice red repunch mint mark. You do not see these offered very often. Deanne bid 16. And Midnight Silver Run goes 18 on this one. Keeping DN scratching her head. Midnight Silver Run has the high bid of $18. Do I want to bid more, or do I want to give up? No, sir, not off center. DN's out, so we go once on Midnight Silver Run. Going twice, all in. Make sure that you've got this one before you let it go. And sold the Midnight Silver Run at $18. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for your bids. And moving on to the next one. Oh, that's the first one. Let's do this. There we go. There's the next item up for bids. We have a nice 1964 Lincoln Cent clip. It's a curved clip. You can see how trust is really weak around the clip. And with this one, you actually have what we call a Blakesley effect, which isn't necessarily always going to happen, but when it does, it's an interesting addition to a clip. You look below the shoulder, you can see how the rim is a little fatter down there in just a small area, right directly across from the clip. And if you look at the reverse, where you see the clip at the NT of cent, and you look directly across from there, which is the space between the D and the S in the United States, you'll also see a weak area in the rim right there. What that is that the rim is raised on these after they're punched out. So the clip was already there prior to it going through what's called the upset mill to upset the rim and make it larger so that it'll strike properly. Well, when you've got a missing area in a round piece and it's going through a straight trough, well, it'll skip, kind of like almost like a flat tire, blump, 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 blump. Well, where it's missing, it's not going to raise that rim on the opposite side. If it doesn't raise that rim on the opposite side, you end up with a weak rim. And that's why right across the street from your clips, you're going to have sometimes a weak rim. Now, sometimes it's not going to be a weak rim. There's many different things can cause that. The first of which is most common if you have a die that's not seated directly flush and it happens to be tilted in the direction where it's going to get a stronger strike opposite the clip, then you're not going to be missing any rim. That too, the metal flow on trust. You can see how the TRUS of trust is really weak. Well, that's because there just wasn't enough metal there to fill in those letters. All that metal flowed into the clip to attempt to fill the clip, and it just didn't do it. Well, we got bingo with a high bid of $16, and Steve Patat is out. James Dowdle bid $17. And I'm sitting here having class through all of this. Bingo's out. James Dowdle's our sole bidder right now at $17. James Dowdle going once at $17. Going twice. And Vicky Cardwell bids $18 to keep it going. Hidden announces out. Thank you, sir. Victoria's out. Mr. Dowdle is out. Hey, Vicky Cardwell snuck in there and surprised everyone. Going once, Vicky Cardwell at $18. Going twice. And sold to Vicky Cardwell at $18. I appreciate your bids. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, let's move on to the next item. We have a 1964 clipped Lincoln cent. Oh, we have a 1964 clipped Canadian cent. This one, just as interesting as the other, has that weakness at the rim on the opposite side of the clip. You can see just opposite, like next to the date on the reverse, and over between where it says Gratia Regina, Would assume that would be pronounced Regina since it's Latin. Elizabeth 2, De Gratia Regina. Bingo Brian with a bid of $10 while I'm playing around with my Latin. Latin pronunciation is not my strong suit. Mr. Patat bids 15, Bingo bids 18. Joe Durbin's out already, and Bingo... Oh, Bingo bid 18. You got the high bid at 18, Bingo. Ooh, Jeremy Johnson pops in with a $25 bid and makes everybody's jaw drop. And Bingo hits it with 35. And Jeremy hits it at 45. Mr. Elliott and Bingo are out. RPM group can't grab his composure. Steve's out. And going once with Jeremy Johnson at 45. And going twice. And sold to Jeremy Johnson at $45. Thank you for your bid, sir. Thank everyone for your bids on this auction lot. Move right along to the next item. Check out the color on this baby. 1955 DRPM number 8. Not only is it a rather scarce RPM, but we have some beautiful color going on here. Start this one off at $6. Nice full red gem coin. Victoria starts it off at $6, then Deanne follows her right back up with $6. Victoria's got the high bid at 6. Here's your RPM. Shows part of a vertical bar on the inside of the primary mint mark. This is a D over D East. You ever wonder about the direction of a repunched mint mark? It's the direction you must travel from the primary mint mark to get to the secondary mint mark. So you have to travel east from the primary to get to the secondary here. So this is an east repunched mint mark. There's your color again. Just amazing color on this coin. Deanne bids 8 to keep the bid. And Bingo pops in at 10. Copper Kingdom almost simultaneous $10 bid. But Bingo Brian has the high bid at 10 because he got in there first. And Bingo hits it at 15. Bingo keeps the high at 15. If you guys can hear Sherman back here, he's sawing my logs for me for my little fire. It's such a family event. We're having so much fun. Well, Bingo, your preemptive $15 bid outbid Deanne after she bid you, so you've still got the high bid at $15, sir. Copper Kingdom's out. Going once with Bingo Brian at 15. Deanne comes in at 17. Way to hit you over the head with that sledgehammer. And Bingo throws it right back at 18. And Bingo Brian at 18. I love a bid war too, Denise. No, sir. You were not bidding on the 26S. You were bidding on the previous lot to the one we're running now, I believe. Penny parents breaking the rules. Off with her head. Bingo, Brian, high bid at $22. And Deanne bids 23. Oh, Jeremy, that 26S was a long time ago, brother. And Bingo's out with Deanne's bid of 23. Tell you guys, it's important that you do refresh after each item. Refresh and make sure you've got on live chat. I didn't even see you bidding, brother. You bid 10 minutes after I was done. Sold to Deanne for $23. Thank you for your bid and enjoy your beautifully toned coin. Next item up for bid is a 1951D. This is FS511. Cherry Picker listed coin. It's a D over S OMM number 1. Let's start this one off at $16. You can see parts of the S if you look where the arrows are pointing. The top arrow shows the left curve of the S. The arrow on the right side shows the bottom curve of the S coming out of the D. And then the bottom left arrow shows the lower serif of the S. So if you follow the arrows in the direction that the line next to it are going, you can see the full S, minus the very middle and the upper serif, which are buried inside the D. They're very tough over Mintmark to find. Partly because they're difficult to detect in later die state. This is an earlier die state coin. It's an early mid die state coin. Bingo Brain has high bid at $20. Going once. Looking for a $21, $22 bid. Got this one at $20 right now. Going at a steal price. And Benjamin Marler comes back with a $21 bid. Here's the whole coin. Sorry. Kind of an upper end, very fine coin to an extremely fine. Couple of rim dings on the reverse. We got Benjamin Marler's bid at 21, and Bingo comes in with a bid of 25. And Steve Patek comes in just a little late with a $23 bid. Between this and the double die obverse number 1, 1951 is a very interesting date to pick through. Also happens to be the date with some very difficult die varieties to find. Hawkeye comes in with a $26 bid, and Bingo says he's out. Going once with Hawkeye's $26 bid. Going twice. We've got a scarce over Mintmark right here. Going to Hawkeye at $26. Thank you, sir. Next item. This is a 1952 double die obverse. This is lot number 24 and auction number 16. We're going to start this one off at $12. $12, we've got a 1952 double die obverse number 1, DD01. Here's some of the doubling for you. It shows mostly in the word trust. Deanne comes in with a $12 bid to get this one started. Vicky says it's her birth year. Got a bid on it then. Bingo bids 19 to keep this one going. Bingo doesn't play around. He wants something, he'll bid for it. Here's your doubling again. It actually shows on the E and we and throughout the word trust, but it just, to me, my pickup point is to look at the RU and trust on this. So Bingo's bid of 19 is the high bid. It's a nice, extremely fine coin. Well, interestingly enough, she didn't reveal her age. She just said that's her birth year. You have to actually do math to come up with the age. Steve Fatette bids $22 to keep this 1952 double die going. The 1952 double die is one I've always looked for. And it's oddly enough, I never really seem to find them. I think I've found maybe 2 or 3 of them in all the time I've been doing this. Bingo hits a $35 bid on this one. Well, I'd tell my age, but you can't do numbers in the chat, so there we go. Not saying any numbers, I was born the same year Martin Luther King was assassinated. Going twice. Hello, Vintage Soul. And Bingo has the high bid of $35. Martin Luther King, Bingo. Sold to Bingo at $35. And the next item is a 1961 D RPM number 1. This is the really nice D over horizontal D. There it is right there. Start this one off at $7. This is a major repunch mint mark. This is an AU coin. It does have some rim issues. Bingo throws a quick bid of $19 out there, and James Dowdle barely gets us started, and RPM Group throws a $20 bid in to keep it going. Then Bingo comes back with $30. And this is a real race. You can very clearly see the horizontal D mint mark underneath the normal D mint mark. It's kind of a worker said, oh, well, let me punch that mint mark. Oh, wait a minute. It's sideways. I'll turn it around. And I'll punch it the right way. But I won't bother removing the first one because I'm too lazy. Thank you, Vintage Soul. Victoria is correct. I was born in 1968, the year before Woodstock. Now, I was born the same month as the Chicago riots. Republican convention in Chicago, and they had riots outside because of the Vietnam War. He's standing on the wrong side of the die. There you go. Victoria, no. Still no. Penny Parent calls going once on Bingo's bid of $30. No, Victoria already got the year. And Steve comes in with a $33 bid if we didn't end this one already, in which we did not. Bingo bids 40 to keep it up. And Victoria was born the 1st of August, 1968. Chicago riots were on the 30th of August. Bingo squashes competition. Hawkeye bid $41. Bingo's got to hit that one at 45, and Steve comes in with 43, just a moment too late. Bingo's high at 45 keeps this one alive. And Steve comes in at $47. Like Coin Dragon dropped his phone. And Bingo bids 51. And Steve's out at 47. Thank you for your bid, sir. And Coin Dragon bid 60. No, wait a minute, that wasn't a bid. Coin Dragon bid $0.00. He's got his eyeballs wide open looking at this one. That's what that is. And sold to Bingo Brian at $51. Thank you, sir. Here's our next item. Now, this one's not the best condition, but it is 1946 D RPM number 1. I'm going to show you how nice this RPM is. Right there, can you see that D developing down there just south of the normal D? That's a very interesting repunch mint mark with a nice wide spread. Now, if I go back to the whole coin photo, you can see how there's a shadow underneath the D. That's the secondary D. You can actually see that with the naked eye if you look really hard. Jeremy, send me an email, Coppercoin, cd@coppercoins.com. We'll work something out. Here, take a look at that one again. Really nice 1946 D RPM. Cajun's been real quiet tonight. Deanne gets a bid in there at $5 to get this one started off. There's your coin again. Very fine coin with a little bit of a soft reverse. Deanne's already got a bid of $5 in there, and James comes in with a bid of $6. Yeah, Jeremy, just don't forget cd@coppercoins.com. It is a really nice RPM, and it does almost kind of look like a D over S. But if you get this in earlier die state or find an uncirculated specimen, you can actually see part of the D stretching on up into the normal D. Tells us for sure definitively that it is a D over D. But yeah, this image does make it look almost like a D over S. Deanne gives us an $8 bid to keep this one on the top. And Mr. Dowdle is out. Thank you for your bids. Going once with Deanne on top at $8. And twice. And sold to Deanne for $8. Congratulations. We're going to move on to the next item now. We're at item number 27 out of 45 for the night. This is a 1983 Philadelphia Mint Washington quarter era that was struck off-center. Off-center broad-struck coin. Has a couple of Damage marks at the top of the reverse, which is likely from a counting machine, where it was pried out of a counting machine. You can see all the black stuff around the head of the eagle. That black stuff around the head of the eagle is from the rubber wheel in the counting machine trying to scoot this coin on, and it was too large. Just wouldn't fit through the slot. So somebody pried it out, dropped it in the bag, and moved on. So this was trying not to leave the mint, but it got out anyway. Hello, Emperor label. But those marks within the TED of United at the top of the reverse are probably mint employee marks. Or at least bank employee, where they're trying to bag or wrap this coin in a roll, and it kept plugging up the system. Probably just pried it out and put it in their pocket and spent it. Mr. Patat bids $21. And Bingo bids $29. Bingo's hitting it hard tonight. Wow, Bill, the $15 bid was given long before you got into it. Steve bids 31. Trying to show Bingo how the dance is done. And Bingo bids 37 to keep it going. Now, Bingo doesn't need a bigger box. I'll just put it in whatever size box it takes. And Steve's out. We count it down with Bingo at 37, a high bid. I'm sorry, I missed a question. Thanks for answering the question, Shaney. I missed it. And this one sold to Bingo Brian for $37. Thank you, sir, for your bids. And now we have a 1998 Broadstruck Lincoln Cent. This is the 28th lot in auction number 16, which goes to 45 lots. We have a 1998. It's an off-center Broadstruck. Broadstruck coin because it's larger than it should be, and it's off-center because it has a rim on one side, and on the other side it doesn't have a rim. So this was struck out of collar. And when it was struck out of collar, that strike hits with 35 tons of force. And when that force comes down on that planchet, it basically liquefies it for a split second just to put that design into the metal. When that happens, if there's not something holding that metal in place and retaining it, that metal will splat out like a pancake. That's what happened here. That metal splayed out beyond where you would think it would normally go. Because the third die, the collar that retains the edge of the coin, was not in place when this was struck. Mr. Patek gives us a $21 bid. Yeah, it would be cool if it was also a white AM. Very much so. That's the first thing I looked at when I saw the date on this one. And sold to Steve Patet for $21. Thank you, sir. Guys, make sure between these auction lots that you're refreshing. Refresh often. That way you stay on top of everything with time. Here's the next auction, a 1932 D Lincoln Cent with near full detail. It's a pretty nice coin, especially considering it's an early 30s model. The 1931 through 1933 tend to be very difficult to find. 1931S, of course, is one of the key dates to the series. But 32 and 33, if you go back and you look at the mintage on 32 and 33 Lincoln cents from the Philadelphia and the Denver Mintmark, and then you take a look at, say 1930 mintage, and you take a look at 1934 mintage, you'll see what I'm talking about. 31, 32, and 33 are some of the lowest minted early Lincolns there are, and they're the end of the early Lincoln cent before you get into the short set, which starts in 1934. Hidden Numismatist comes in with a $15 bid to keep the bid high. Thank you, sir. And Stephen Elliott bid 16. And Victoria is out. Thank you for your bid. And Mr. Dowdle is out. Hidden Numismatist is out. Looks like Stephen Elliott's going to win the race on this one. $82 people watching. Is someone a celebrity? I don't know. 82 people. Oh. If those 82 people subscribe to the channel, they can also come back anytime and bid after they register. Steven wins this one at $16. Thank you, sir. Next item up for bid. About a 1920S Lincoln cent. Now this one's a little bit dark, but it is pretty nice because it has nearly full detail. It has light wear on it. I'm going to start this one at $9. If they want to register with us, they could just send an email to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. Send us your real name, your YouTube screen name, and the email address to which we will send a PayPal invoice, and you're welcome to bid right away. Amber says I'm a celebrity. I couldn't possibly be a celebrity without all those wrenches there. Now, Penny Parent, Amber, Paula Bloom, Jody Gomez, Brady, Mantic. Got a bunch of people helping me out, and I appreciate every single one of them. Victoria comes in with high bid at $15. Had to bow out on the last coin, but this one she's definitely determined to get. And CM Silver hits with $17. Yes, bingo, you said it first, sir. 82 people were watching. Oh, I could be a celebrity, I could be cerebrity, I could be celebrity. Whatever you want me to be. CM Silver comes in with a $19 bid. I haven't ever seen the chat move this fast in one of our auctions. Head spinning, trying to keep up with it. Victoria's out on this one. CM Silver with a high bid of $19. We're going once and going twice. No, sir, not struck through. What the deal is with this, sold to CM Silver at $19. What the deal is with this one is if you flip that reverse over upside down and you move it over to the obverse, you'll see that that area of MER in America is directly opposite the center of the forehead area, one of the highest relief areas on the obverse. And that's why when coins aren't struck completely, that top of the O in 1, which is on the opposite side of the shoulder, and the MER in America, tend not to strike up completely because I didn't get a full strike on this coin. Moving along, we have a 1943S Lincoln cent. This one's in pretty nice shape. Very few spots on this one. All of the little lines and striations and things that you see are part of the surface of the coin. They're not actually any kind of marks or damage on the coin. You see a small spot above the Y in Liberty. You see one in the field below the I and N. Couple maybe on his cheek and jaw that I can see. You have a weaker 4 on this one because of die wear. And a slightly weak strike, as is evidenced by the partially missing O and 1 on the reverse. This is a beautifully colored coin, though. Has that battleship gray to blue steel to slightly brownish color. I did put red on this one again. I did it again. I think I did this last time I ran a 43. My programming automatically throws red in there when it sees, this one would say choice to gem BU. And my programming picks up that choice to gem BU and puts the phrase beautiful full red near gem coin in the title. Yes, red steel. Just imagine this is a red steel coin. But see, Penny Parent just came along and copied me, and she put beautiful full red near gem coin there too. Coin Dragon, do not adjust your set. Do not attempt to adjust your set. You have now entered the Twilight Zone. CM Silver with a $10 bid going once. Looking for an $11 bid. Oh, if it was red, yeah, we'd all be partying right now. Going twice. And CM Silver has the high bid at $10 and sold to CM Silver for $10. Thank you, sir. It's a really nice deal at $10. We'll move on to the next item. We have a 1955D repunch mint mark. It's got a few spots on it, but it's a nice repunch mint mark. I'll show it to you right here. Now see where it says not here? It says not here because I put select BU on this one. And select BU doesn't pick up in my programming. I have to fix that. You need a Gem 43D. Email me, cd@coppercoins.com. I think I can help you. Here's your RPM on this one. This is the variety on this 1955D Lincoln Cent. The one that says not here for the grade. I really have to pay a little closer attention to what I'm doing when I'm doing these things. Although I did get 45 auction lots together today. I mean, I got to take a little bit of credit for that one. Here's your coin again. Starting a bid at $2 on this one. Anybody up for a $2 bid to get this one started? $2 for an uncirculated 1955D with a repunch mint mark. James Dowdle throws us a $2 bid. Midnight Silver Run comes in just a little late with a $2 bid and comes back with a $4 bid. Doubles it up. So Midnight Silver Run is our high bidder at $4. Thank you, Mr. Adams. Yeah, title here and there. At least I'm staying awake and I haven't passed out. Mr. Dowdle comes back with a $5 bid to keep this one going. You just got one of these last night. Here's your RPM again, just to take a look at it. This one is a tilted repunch mint mark. You call it a repunch mint mark as tilted when there is no primary mint mark. You have two mint marks that were punched, tilted, cockeyed to one another, so that neither one of them is actually completely on top of the other. Kind of a mix of which one's on top, which one's on bottom. And this is where we get the idea of tilted. So on the top half, the serif to the left is the one on top. Serif to the right is the one on bottom. But that serif on the top half goes with the serif that's on the bottom half. Then the one that's hiding up top goes with the one that's on top, on the bottom. We got it going once to Mr. Dowdle at $6. And not counterclockwise, Mantic. It is rotated counterclockwise, but it's also tilted. And because it's tilted, you can't have a rotation direction simply because there's no primary or secondary mint mark. They're both primary and they're both secondary. So how could you go from a primary to a secondary if there are no primary or secondary mint marks? So this is why we call it tilted. I'll have to do that video, Penny. Gotta do that video. This was sold to James Dowdle for $6. Let's move on to the next one. Now this is a 1956 D repunch mint mark number 3. And if you know exactly where to look, you can see it right now because this is a strong repunch mint mark. But if you don't know exactly where to look, I'm going to start this one off at $1. An extremely fine coin. Check that out. You see a whole part of a D up above the D mint mark. Now let me go back to the whole coin and show it to you again. If you look at it carefully, you can see the RPM just by looking at this photo. Midnight Silver Run likes it so much he bid twice at $2. Here's your mint mark again. Got a bid started off at $2 on this really nice repunch mint mark. This is the 1956 D. It's one of the more interesting dates in wheat cents. And this is another one of those ones that's just really, really interesting in the 1956 D series. I love looking at 1956 D Lincoln cents simply because there's so many different nice things to find in 56D, and this is one of them. We're going once at Midnight Silver Runs, $2 bid. Deanne bids $3 to keep it going. Midnight Silver Run comes back at $5. Now this one, if you have listened to the education you've been given this evening, you'd be able to tell for yourself what direction of repunch mint mark this is. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. While we're going once and going twice on Midnight Silver Run's $5 bid. And Coin Junkie comes in with North. It is a North. And sold to Midnight Silver Run for $5. This is a D over D North because from the primary to the secondary, you have to travel north. Yeah, way north. Now let's take a look at this one. This is item number 34 in auction number 16. It's a 2006 Philadelphia Mint Colorado quarter. And if you look at the rim at 9 o'clock on the reverse, 9 o'clock as you'd be looking at an analog clock, or to the left of the mountains, you'll see a little blob of what appears to be extra metal on the coin. This is a cud. I know, dude, you want that RPM video. I know, I'll do it tomorrow, okay? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll be busy as busy gets tomorrow, but I'll do it anyway. Let's take a closer look at that cud. Bingo Brine at $10. You can see where all the die material has broken out in this one small area. And there's nothing there to punch the coin, to punch that sunken rim area around the picture into the coin. So what we end up with is an empty space that doesn't get punched. And we call that a cud. This probably would work better as an interior die chip, simply because in order to be a cud, the rim would have to be completely gone, and we can see that part of the rim struck up on this one. Mr. Patet bids $14 on this interesting coin. And Bing O'Brien comes in at $16. Jody, did you happen to see if there's any later progression of this die known? Here's the whole coin again. You can see that there's a dark spot around the Y of Liberty. That dark spot around the Y of Liberty is a little bit of grease that kept the flow lines from striking up, causing the luster on the coin. We're going once with bingo at $16 on this. And going twice with bingo at $16. No progressions of this listed. Okay. And we're sold to bingo at $16. I appreciate it. Thank you for your bids. Thank you, Steve, for your bid. Here's the next one up for bids. We've got a 1941S. This is an uncirculated red-brown coin. The small S Lincoln cent. Or a small S and large S. The small S is slightly more common than the large S. Bingo's going to bid $10 to get out the door on this one. Bingo has high of 10, then Hidden Numismatist comes in at 11. And bingo comes back with a $16 bid. Hello, numismatic picker. Got bingo, high bid of $16 on this one. Yes, Steve, the S is a small S. There's a small S and a large S for this particular issue. Small S being the more common one, this is it. You had cover, meaning that you were here watching, you were lurking. Bingo at 16 going once. Oh, Hoop is in the house. Going twice. And we're sold to bingo for 16. I appreciate your bids. Thank you very much. Now here's a 1960D repunch Mintmark. This one's all in Penny Parents' wheelhouse here. 60D RPM number 10. This is what RPM number 10 looks like. You can see a little bit of an extra curve to the north. And here's the whole coin. You've got a lot of decent luster on this coin, although you do have some spots. A little bit of a fingerprint on the reverse. You have a good night too, Hidden Numismatist. Hope you get to feeling better soon. Steven gives us a starting bid of $3 on this one. We got Stephen Elliott at $3. But hello to you, Brian Hooper. Here's a shot of your RPM again. A lot of people will miss this one. They won't even notice it's there. You got to get the light just right to be able to see this one. But it is indeed a Kaneka, Wexler, and Coppercoins listed RPM. We're going once and twice with Steve Elliott at a $3 bid, and it sold to Stephen Elliott, $3. Thank you, sir. Next item up for bid is a heavy hitter. This one is by far the most difficult 1960D RPM to find. This is 1960D RPM number 4. Very scarce, very difficult to find. And this one is a nice uncirculated coin. Bingo's got the high bid up there at $50 right now. This one is a very nice example, has a very clean reverse. Only a few minor abrasions on the obverse. This one will straight up grade. It has what I would call horns coming out of the left side of the mint mark, showing us where another mint mark was punched to the west of the primary mint mark. That is the top corner of another mint mark sticking out there. These are very difficult to find. I've seen them sell above $75. Sorry, I went the wrong direction. Bingo's got the high bid of $50 thrown in there right now. On this RPM, do I take trade-ins? Oh, send me an email, Art. It does kind of make you think of the 55 Triple S, and it is much more scarce than that one. That one's actually difficult to find. Bulldog bids 55 to keep this one going. And Bingo comes back quickly with a $65 bid. Pounds the Bulldog in the head. Can't keep a good Marine down. These things are really difficult to find. I can tell you that for sure. Bulldog above 50, we have to have $5 increments. Bingo is currently high bid at 65. These things are known to be very elusive, very difficult to find. Bulldog's out. Bingo's high bid at $65. Going once for Bingo at 65. Here's a look at the coin again. Going twice. Your wife would slay you. Tell her it's rare. She'll say, yeah, it's rarer than you are. Sold. Bingo Brian at $65. I appreciate your bid, sir. Frank wants to be adopted. All right, here's our next item, a 1974 D Kennedy half-dollar double die obverse. Starting this one off at $12. You say, what's doubled about this coin? I'll show you. How about that? That is a double die. Bingo, you are now the proud daddy of a rather elusive coin. These are very difficult to find. Steve Smith throws a $20 bid in on this half-dollar to get it started. Thank you, sir. 1974 D double die obverse. This is DDO number 1. It is listed in the Cherry Picker's Guide. It is a recognizable variety for a Kennedy variety set through PCGS. Nice strong double die. Here's the whole coin for you again. I'd give this one a grade of an upper AU coin to, it could be uncirculated, but I don't think so. I think it's an upper end AU. You can see some abrasion on the cheek. Bingo's got a $25 bid on this one. Steve Smith will have to hit it at 26 to keep it going. Otherwise, we'll start counting it down for Bingo Brian. Wow, Steve Smith comes in at 27, then Steve Patat hits it at 28. Then Bingo comes in at 30. And Steve comes in at $35, keeping the bidding going. Brian's out. Thank you, sir. Wild Bill hits at $4 too low. Steve Patet still has a $35 high bid. Wild Bill's out. We're going once with Steve Patet at $35. Going twice. And sold to Steve Patet at $35. Steve Elliott, the reason that he bid 75 was because Bulldog bid 66. When there was a $66 bid up there, he bid higher just to make sure that he would get it. But the $66 bid was not valid bid. So his bid of 65 stayed as the high bid. Hello, Coin World UK. Let me move on to the next item up for bids. This is item number 39, 1960 DRPM number 15. I'm going to stay on this for just a minute to show you how nice and shiny this coin is. This is a very nice coin. A lot of luster, a lot of bright luster. Now let's take a look at the RPM itself. Let me look at that. Really nice, really nice northwest spread on this one. Northeast, I'm sorry, not northwest. I guess if you stuck me outside, I would end up in the wrong state. It's northeast. Stephen Elliott starts us off at $6 on this one. Here's a picture of the whole coin again. Mr. Dowdle bids 10 to keep this one going. And Bingo comes in with a $15 bid. And Bingo is currently high bidder at $15. You know, I'm not really sure. I think it's a wart. Got something on his lip. Not sure what that is. Here's your RPM again. Going once with Bingo on top at $15. Going twice. And Bingo slays this dragon at $15. Go back to sleep, Coin Dragon. Oh, I'm going to have to hit another set of second. Here we go. Now, this one is another Repunch Mintmark. I'm sorry about the slide transitions and everything there. But my current version of my software doesn't allow me to load all of the slides into one presentation. So I have to load it into a number of different presentations and switch presentations about every 20 items. So for the larger auctions like this, I'm going to end up having a whole bunch of different items to go through for different slide presentations. But this one's going to be lot number 40. This is 1960 DRPM number 16, and it does have some nice toning, nice color on this one. Starting this one off at $2. $2 item here. This one does have some color. Take a look at the repunch mint mark here real quick. Nice little north spread on this one. Mr. Dowdle hits us with $2. Get this one started. Oops. I went the wrong way. There we go. Presentation is only good as good as the presenter is at showing it. We're going once with James Dowdle at $2. RPM going at $2 here. Going twice with Mr. Dowdle at $2. And Deanne hits a $3 bid for us. Mr. Dowdle with a little time to think about it bids $4. Emperor and Label, I don't generally sell coin supplies. If you need coin supplies, you can email me at cd@coppercoins.com. I can either let you in on some of what I've got, or I can lead you to the right place to get what you need. But usually, coin supplies I don't do. No, the bidding was slow. That's what he meant. Yeah, I don't sell coin supplies generally. But if I have extras of something, I don't mind letting you have some of it. Oops. Let's stay within this one item while we're here. I got Mr. Dowdle at $4. Going once. No coin stores in Guam. I can understand that. Given there's a military base there, I would think that they would probably have coin shows once in a while, but maybe not. When I was in Germany, we had coin shows once or twice a month. Sold to Mr. Dowdle at $4. Thank you, sir, for your bid. Look how clean this 1960D Lincoln cent is. Not only is this a very nice, very clean looking cent, it also has a nice repunch mint mark. Now the repunch mint mark shows inside the primary mint mark. You can see a bar in the lower part of the RPM. That bar is an extra lower horizontal bar to a secondary RPM. So this is a D over D north. Yes, Steve at cd@coppercoins.com. That's how you get a hold of me personally. Robert Adams bids $5 on this one to get it started. Probably one of the nicer 1960D RPM number 18s I've ever seen. It's a really nice one. Nice gem coin. There's the RPM again. Not sure what I had behind this one when I made this image, but there's something sitting behind there. Don't pay attention to that. If I didn't notice it, didn't mention it, you probably wouldn't notice it either. There's your whole coin again. Back up to 75 viewers. And bingo is a high bidder at $8 right now. I never went to Guam. Actually, I never really went into the Pacific at all. Almost everything I did was back and forth across the Atlantic. I have to change my toggle key for back and forth because Google Chrome, when I hit F1, it likes to give me a help screen. Does I help you? There's my doggy sitting back there. I'm doing my doggy voice now. I help you, Daddy. I help you. Oh. He gets up and stretches because he thinks I'm talking to him. And we're sold to Robert Adams at $9. I appreciate your bid, sir. Next item, going to be a 1960 DRPM number 19. This one's another nice gem coin. Really nice, bright, uncirculated coins here. Here's a peek at that RPM. See how it shows a north spread? Really nice, bright color on this one, too. Even gives us a $5 bid to get it started. Or that would be Stephen Elliott. We've got a lot of Steves in here. Here's your RPM again. I kind of got it covered up with that left arrow. There's a die gouge popping out of the left side, or of the right side, I'm sorry, of the tail of the 9. That's one of your markers to be able to tell this is RPM number 19. And the other marker, of course, is that it's a nearly fully separated D to the north, but it's similar to RPM number 17, although 19 has the gouge and 17 does not. Well, bingo, you're in luck. I'm going to have an auction next week. I'll have at least one of those running. I'm not sure what the 7103 is specifically. One I have here is a 7100. Coin World UK. Glad you asked. Meanwhile, RPM Group gets this one. No, it has a high bid of $6 on this. And I was looking somewhere else for a little while. Sorry. Coin World UK. My next. I'm in the Eastern time zone in the U.S. So it's $4 hours off of Greenwich Mean Time. It is 10:22 p.m. here right now. Just to give you a point of reference for time, Steve Elliott bid $7. And the next broadcast will be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., I'm going to be opening a 1960D Federal Reserve wrapped roll of Lincoln cents. And then at 8:30, I'll be opening a 1959D Oklahoma City Federal Reserve wrapped roll. And these are all Lincoln cents. Thursday at 4 p.m., I'll be doing a 1955D Federal Reserve wrapped roll from Chicago. My next auction, like this one, will be next Tuesday at 8 p.m. I start the auctions every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Have I ever hunted a proof penny? Hunted. Have I ever found one in a coin roll hunt? Yeah, I got a funny story about that. 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday is this auction. And this one sold to Stephen Elliott at $7. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next coin, this one's got a few spots on it, but it is a very scarce doubled die. Very few of these have been reported, and here's your chance to own one of them, starting at $16. This is a 1960 D1DO003. It's a double diobverse number 3, where it's actually tripled. The lower leg of the 9 is actually tripled on this coin. Starting this one off at a $16 bid. Now, hunted a proof. I bought a whole bunch of rolls of 1974 S Lincoln Cents one time. Turns out, one of the rolls I got was an entire roll of proof coins. I didn't know it until 2 years after I bought it. Took it back to the dealer and told him that I'd bought this for a few dollars as an S Mint roll, and he said, just keep it. Wow, Mr. Patet bids $55 to make sure he gets this one. Now, have I found a proof coin in a roll? I probably have. I think I have. I think I found a 1980 proof one time while I was going through coins from the bank. Around 30-some 1973 BU. So you got 30-some 1973. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. There we go. We're bidding on this one, 16043. Auction 16, lot number 43. And Mr. Patet has a high bid of $55 on this one. And sold to Steve Patet for $55. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for your bid. Moving on. This is lot number 44. Lot number 44 is an entire roll of 1957D repunch mint marks. Every one of the coins in this roll is a repunch mint mark. Now, some of them are minor. Other ones are listed. I did look through this roll last night just to be sure that I wasn't duping anybody and giving them a normal coin. Every coin in this roll, all 50 coins, are repunch mint marks. I'm going to start this at $19. Yes, I do my own artwork. Mantic bids $19 on this one. Folks, at $19, you're bidding 38 cents a piece. That's only 38 cents a piece on repunch mint marks. Get a roll of 50 of them. You're going to get your chance to look up repunch mint marks both in Wexler, Variety Vista, and Coppercoins. Thank you, Empyrean Label. Bingo bids $25 to keep this one moving. Full roll of 1957D repunch mint marks. A number of these coins are AU to uncirculated as well. Some red-brown uncirculated, some brown uncirculated, some AU. Coin World UK. Steve in Dallas is not in Dallas, Texas. He's in Dallas, Oregon. Mantic bids $26 to keep this one up. Amber, thank you and good night. Yeah, Bingo lives in Fort Worth. It's only like 20 miles from Dallas, Texas. Sleep tight, Amber. We got Mantic with a high bid of $26, and then Copper Kingdom comes in with a bid of $28. Coin World UK, have you been to Raleigh, North Carolina? Mantic bids $30. He wants to make sure he gets this one. And then Copper Kingdom comes in with a bid of $32. Okay, no, just Dallas. Am I to assume CoinWorld UK you are from the United Kingdom? I don't want to assume anything. We know what happens when you assume. You are in the UK. I spent some time in the UK. A couple of jaunts, week-long jaunts. In and around London. London, Oxford. Oh, Mantic is out. Thank you, sir. Copper Kingdom at 32. I tell you what, let's just stop the bidding right here. I tell you what, I'm feeling a bit soft in the heart right now. Mantic, would you like one at 30? And Copper Kingdom, how about if I give you one at 30? I got two of these. Mantic will take one at 30. And Copper Kingdom will take one at 30. And that solves that issue right there. I like to resolve problems. I like to be the solution. And this time I'm going to get to be the solution. There we go, Penny. I got a second one in there. Oh. Okay, let me put it on here. There we go. Okay. Penny Parent, you'll have to go to the 1029 tab to do the OBW rolls when we get to it. Because I didn't put that on this tab. This tab was supposed to have been deleted. This is the tab for next week, and I just didn't delete the items out of it. But it's okay. Just go to the 1029 tab for the OBW roll reveals. Okay, back to the action. Let's move on to the next item. Like a 57D roll of RPMs, we have a 1958D roll of RPMs. You'll notice this one does have some nice uncirculated coins in it. This entire roll is repunch mint marks. Start this one off at $19. Mantic bids a $19 bid on this, and Bulldog comes in at $30. Copper Kingdom a little late on the Bulldog at $28, and then comes in at $32. Yes, bingo, Bulldog woke up. Even my Bulldog wakes up once in a while. Okay, bingo's back. But bingo's highest bid of 25 is nothing compared to the Copper Kingdom high bid of 32. Now bingo bids 35. And I'm talking like Captain Kirk and have no idea why. And Bulldog bids 38 to keep this one going. Because Khan. That's right. Copper Kingdom bids 40. Oh, Mantic's out. Okay, and bingo's out too. We got Copper Kingdom at 40. Going once. And Bulldog bids 43, knowing this is the last auction lot in this auction. Copper Kingdom comes at 45. So it's a fight to the death between Bulldog and Copper Kingdom. That's fascinating. Correct. But Cotton, I'm giving her all she's got. 30 minutes from Stonehenge. I've been to Stonehenge. Bulldog bids 47 to keep it going. In fact, I passed by a photograph of my son yesterday that I took at Stonehenge. No, you're listening to Trek reruns. And Copper Kingdom bids 50. $1 a coin now the bid is. Art just wants the end coin, the end BU coin. There's actually two ends that are BU. That one that looks orange down there in the corner, that's also a BU coin. We got Copper Kingdom at 50 going once. I tell you what, I'm going to throw a surprise in here. We got Copper Kingdom and Bulldog. They're high bidders on this. Yeah, we could sell it to Copper Kingdom at 50. Why would I want to do that? We got those two fighting all the way back to 40 bucks. I'll tell you what. I'll offer it to Copper Kingdom and Bulldog at $40 if both of you want one. Copper Kingdom and Bulldog can both get one at $40. It was a nice battle to watch. Okay, Copper Kingdom gets this one because he bid on this one, wins this one. And Bulldog, if you want one at 40, Bulldog will take it at 40. So I'll make you a second one at 40. I'll just pack double the uncirculated coins in there. Oh, yeah. I can be rough. Okay. Yeah, Bulldog watch, all yours will be uncirculated. There you go. Let's take a look at this. I have redone basically the whole OBW roll reveal program. Now I'm calling it the original roll reveal. And to kind of help us out a little bit more on YouTube, YouTube has coin roll hunting as a very popular topic. So this is kind of coin roll hunting. So now it's coin roll hunting with Coppercoins, original roll reveal. You guys don't even know what you're asking for yet. Okay, I guess you do. This is a 1960D St. Louis Fed wrapped roll. So we're going to start here with Levels of Madness at 10. For those of you just joining us and don't know where we are, okay, remember just to go to 1029 for this one. This is going to be the reveal of a 1960D roll of Lincoln cents. We're doing it on a first come, first served basis, and we've probably already got 50 slots. We've definitely got 50 slots filled up already. So we're going to end up having to exclude some people who have asked for it. And this particular one, and you see, they don't even know how much per slot, do they, Stephen? This is going at $1 per slot. I do have a graphic. Somehow it turned out to be on the end instead of the beginning. We're going to be doing this one tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The 1960 D St. Louis Fed roll at $1 each. We're going to start this off. Penny, are you ready? Levels of Madness at 10. Cajun Coin Hunter wants 10. No, wants 4. Sorry. Cajun Coin Hunter. Let me go back. Scratch that. Levels of Madness at 10. Bingo Bryan wants 10. Jeff Dunn wants 5. Robert Adams wants 10. And then Cajun Coin Hunter wants 4. That's going to be 35, 39. And Steve Patat will get 5. And James Dowdle gets the remainder. And we will be out. So that's the 1960D Fed roll by St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank. It's this one right here. I don't know how my stuff got out of order like that. Well, that's odd. That's because I put it out of order. There we go. Now it's back in order. 1960D St. Louis Federal Reserve wrapped roll at $1 a piece. We've got these mostly spoken for now. Where are you, Penny? Hello, Penny Parent. Okay, let me go back to the chat and see what's going on. Where's the sheet? 1029. Here, let me just copy all the row. I'll just copy it all over. Stay in the sheet that you were already in, and I'll copy it over for you. Okay, it's all in the sheet. It's all in the new sheet now. The 1105, the one you were typing in. And we're going to do these at $1 per slot. There you are. Okay. Sorry, folks, had a little bit of confusion because I actually got ahead of myself this time and actually started doing my job ahead of time. And because I wasn't late, that confused Penny Parent. I see what you mean, Bill. We'll do that for the next roll. I'm not taking any orders on the 59D roll yet. We have to finish out the 60D roll, and then we'll have a go on the 59D roll. So what we ended up with was Levels of Madness with 10. You there? We're not going to get... Let's see. Okay, we will. Robert Adams with 10. Levels of Madness with 10. Bingo Bryan with 10. How you like that? There we go. Bingo Brian with 10. Jeff Dunn gets 5. Cajun Coinharder with 4. Steve Patat gets 5. And then Mr. Dowdle will get the remainder. No more 60Ds left for this week. I will have another roll next week. And I'll make sure that different people get to sign in on that one next week. We're going to have a limit on the 59D roll of 5 spots per person after I type go. The limit of 5 spots per person. We're not going to pay attention to anything prior to the point where we're at right now. And I've hit a go on the 59D. Got 59D spots. We're going to be doing those at $1 a piece. A maximum of $5 per person. Or 5 spots per person. Midnight Silver Run gets the first 3. Cajun Coin Hunter gets 3. Wild Bill gets 5. Stephen Elliott gets 5. Paul Hampton with 5. Copper Kingdom, you did show up after. Let me see. Let me check it again. No, Copper Kingdom, I got you after James Dowdle, which means that the slots were already gone for that roll. I will control that in the future. I just have to remember. I've got another roll from the same source, so we'll do a different roll next week for the same source. Okay, Paul Hampton got 5. After Paul Hampton's 5, Bill Betts gets 2. Then Jeff Dunn's 4, Steve Patat's 5. Still got some left. Bingo gets 5. Joe McBride for 5. I think next week that's what we'll do. I'll do another 60D roll next week from the same source, so nobody's missing out on anything. If you just come back next week, we'll do a shotgun start with a limit of 5. Copper Kingdom wants 5. And gets 4. There's only 4 left. And then it will be out. Okay, so the next roll we've got is a 1955D roll. 1955D. Wait till I say go. . This will be a minimum of 5 coins per person. A maximum, sorry, maximum 5 coins per person. 5 coins would be $12.50. All right, go. Jeff Dunn gets 3. Oh, wait. Majestic Sounds of Coins gets 5. We're probably sold out at this point. Majestic gets 5. Jeff Dunn gets 3. Madding gets 5. Aging Coin Hunter gets 2. RPM Group goes for 1. Bill Betts will take 1. Wild Bill takes 5. Good night, Deanne. Stephen Elliott will take 5. Live? Is Slive a number now? Joe McBride will take 5. Mr. Dowdle wants 3. Steve Patet will take 3. I appreciate Bingo Brian being so patient. Copper Kingdom takes 5. Get Steve Patet for 3 and then Copper Kingdom for 5. Levels of Madness takes 1. Oh, sorry, Paul Hampton does get 2. Levels of Madness takes 1, and then Steve Elliott gets the remainder. And we are sold out. Only 50 coins in a roll. And we're sold out. I did say 250 on these. I don't know why my I think I had decided $3 and then I moved it down to 250. 250 is all I need on these. So Steve Elliott got 4. You got 4 total on that roll. And here we are. The dust is beginning to settle. I appreciate everybody stopping by. If anybody has any question on what they were able to get, I have it up on my screen and I can tell you. Have everybody filled in, it appears. So we can thank Miss Penny Parent for keeping everything straight yet again once. Tonight, we have 45 lots plus 3 rolls, all taken care of. Let's see, Joe McBride. We did indeed get you in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. Okay, I see. Then you came back for 3. Okay, I get it. Oh, got you in there for the bin 5. Midnight Silver Run, I appreciate it, brother. I thank everyone who came in tonight. I appreciate your business. I definitely do. I hope to have I'll be doing invoices later this evening. Now, that is something I need to address. I do have a few people here who are on a monthly plan. Those of you on a monthly plan, once I get everything together and get your invoice in, I will figure out exactly what I need to do regarding shipping, and then I'll send you another invoice for your monthly shipping. For everyone else who's not on the monthly plan, I will be sure to put your shipping charge in with your invoice. And for anyone who is on the OBW rolls, give me 1 to 2 extra business days after I do those rolls to be able to sort your coins out, get them attributed, get the flips marked, and send the coins to you. So it does take a couple of extra days. And I would prefer to do it in such a fashion so that I don't have to worry about shipping you more than one package, because I would hate to have to charge you shipping on just OBW roll reveals unless that's all you got. So if I can make it so that I can get the roll reveals done, that'll be tomorrow and Thursday. We've got 2 of them tomorrow, one at 7:30, one at 7, one at 7 o'clock, one at 8:30. And then Thursday, we have one at 4 p.m. And that's Eastern time. And I'll get those done. Then I'll spend Friday working on the coins and getting everybody's packages together. That's when I'll invoice you for your monthly, your monthly shipping. Then everyone else will be invoiced and paid, and I'll get everything shipped on Friday and Saturday. Stephen Elliott, think you got 9 what? I'll go back. I'll tell you what you got. Stephen Elliott got. Hang on. Okay. How'd that happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stephen Elliott got 9 spots on the 55D and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots on the 59D. Plus a 32D Lincoln Wheat, a 1960D RPM number 10, and a 1960D RPM 19. Appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Mr. Dowdle, you are going to get a nice size package. I will tell you that much. And Mr. Dunn, I have not shipped your package from last week, because you told me that I had an incorrect address, and then you told me you filled in the right address, but I didn't have time to go back and look and see about retracting the charge on the shipping label that I bought, and then issue a new shipping label. Takes some backing out to do that. Thank you, Paul Hampton. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. As for everyone else, and Paul Hampton, I think I've got a schedule worked out that's going to work. Going to work out for me. I'll do auctions at 8 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll take care of the roll reveals. And the roll reveals that we need to take care of for that week will be sold on Tuesday evening after the auction. And then we'll do it all over again. The following Tuesday at 8 p.m., we'll start another auction. And I expect that we are going to be roughly 10 to 10:15 before we get to the roll reveals. So if you want to skip the auction and just join us for the roll reveal sales, you can come in around 10:15 and see where we are. It's 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday evenings. How is Sherman? Sherman is comfortably sleeping with his nose pointed toward my fake fire. Yes, Mr. Dunn, I can wait and ship everything. Make sure that you've got the right address, and I will void the label that I've already got and just create a new label for you. Hawkeye, I have everything shipped out, I believe, for you. Let me go check. Hang on just a second. It takes me a minute to get everything sorted. I've shipped almost 1,000 items this month. So it takes me a little while to find everything. Matting, I do charge for monthly shipping, but basically what it does is if you bid each week or you get roll reveals each week, instead of paying the $4 first class shipping every week and paying the $8 small flat rate box and things like that every week, what I do is I keep a Silver Eagle box. Yeah, let me go grab one of them. This is one of the boxes I keep. It's got Mr. Dowdle's name on the end of it. So this is Mr. Dowdle's stuff in here. And I print out the packing slips and I put all the items together in the box. And then at the end of the month, I charge you a $5 convenience fee and handling fee, plus whatever the postage rate is for the size box or whatever I have to use to ship the items to you. I can tell that this is going to be a medium flat rate box. So a medium flat rate box is going to be $14. So it's $14 plus $5. That was your box, sir, Mr. Dowdle. And on the monthly shipping, I wait until the final auction and the final row reveals of the month, and then I ship the monthlies. So this will be the first month we've done this. It may get just a little bit hairy, but I will work this out, and I will iron this out, and everything will be fine. But I believe it's going to go pretty smoothly. I've got like 8 or 9 people who are already on this program, and they get a box with their name on the end of the box. Put this here. Here's Mr. Dowdle's name. In case his lid comes off, I've got the bottom and the top labeled with his name. So I put all of his items in the box after every auction, after every roll reveal. He gets everything in his box. So at the end of the month, he's going to pay me $5 plus whatever my shipping rate is to get that box to him. And it's not going to be this box. It's going to be the box I pack it in. Because interestingly enough, the United States government made their Silver Eagle boxes in such a fashion that the United States Postal Service did not work with them so that it will fit in any of the priority boxes. Large flat rate, medium flat rate, small flat rate, it won't fit in any of them. Cajun Coin Hunter, give matting Cajun Coin Hunters 60D spots. Well, I appreciate that, and I'm sure he will appreciate it as well. Let me go back and put this back in sort order. So Cajun Coin Hunter got 4 spots, and he wants matting to have his 4 spots. Give me a correct on that, and I'll do it. Cajun Coin Hunter wants matting to have his... It is late this month. Anyone who hasn't already signed up can do so now, and I'll start you in November. All you got to do to sign up is let us know. All right, and Levels of Madness has 5 1960D slots that someone else can have if they want to speak for them now. And Joe, much appreciated. Thank you for letting me know your package got there. I don't know if Mr. Adams is still here, but he should have a couple of rolls in his that he was looking for. Okay, we'll get you signed up, Matting, and we'll just start doing it for November. And Bill Betts will do monthly shipping starting in November. Penny, I put those in the bidder info sheet. I just wrote monthly in the notes. That way I'll know that they're monthly. Yes, Emprey and label. What I do is during the month, beginning with next week's auction and next week's roll reveals, if you're in the program, what I do is after the auction and after the roll reveals, I collect all of your items in a green Silver Eagle monster box that I have in my closet on the shelf. Then you go on bidding and doing whatever you do throughout the month, and I don't charge you any shipping fees throughout the month. You get charged for nothing. Good night, Mr. Dowdle. And then what I will do is collect all those items, and at the end of the month, I let you know, okay, you have filled up a padded flat rate envelope. Padded flat rate envelope is $8. So I charge you a $5 handling fee, convenience fee for my packing that larger package and keeping all of your items and saving you postage through all those weeks. Plus whatever the shipping rate is, which is $8, so it would cost you $13 at the end of the month to have everything mailed to you, rather than having everything done throughout the week. I can do that, Mr. Betts. So it basically saves us both a little bit of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of money. All you have to do is let us know you want it. If Emprey and Label wants it, we just put monthly next to his name in the bidder info sheet, and it's done. I almost wish I could do more rolls in a week. It seems like we've got enough interest that I could probably do 6 rolls in a week, and we would still be able to fill them all up. But the problem is I can't do that many. Guam is definitely a long boat ride. It's a long plane ride. I've never been to the South Pacific. I really wish I had gone down there. Truthfully, I've only seen the Pacific Ocean once, and that was from San Francisco. Yeah, the price of success. What do you know? Can I make the sheet pretty again? Yes, ma'am, I can. You want it sorted by the winners? No, actually, I think I need to do this again. Did that wrong. Let me try it this way. There. I'm done. In Okinawa. $1960D is a good year. It's a really good year. I've got another roll that I'm planning on doing later. It's a 1960D. It's a tubed roll. I've busted the cap on the tube, and I've looked inside the roll and poured the coins out once just to see that I've got coins that aren't marked up and aren't messed up. But this is an original roll of 1960D. It's never been messed with. The coins are all pretty nice in there, and I plan on doing this one later next week too. Mr. Wolf, to register to bid, all you have to do is send us an email at coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. Let us know that Wayne Wolf is indeed your name, that you go by Wayne Wolf on YouTube, and let us know what your email address is where we can send an invoice for PayPal. You have to have PayPal to bid on the auction. We'll get you signed up and you'd be welcome to bid next time around. Penny Parent always does a fantastic job. I can't believe how wonderful it is to have the people helping me who are helping me. Seems like they all deserve a big round of applause. Everybody who comes here with a wrench next to their name, they're all very helpful people. Thank you, Mr. Wolf. Which 2019 rolls do you have, Ant? Where'd you get them? I got them from the bank. Is that 2019 Philly or Denver? Yeah, good luck looking for 68. That's even hard to find in a mint set. Should be looking for some of the double dies. Make sure that you're watching for double dies in those because 2019, I'm getting tired here, I guess. 2019 is a pretty good year for them. The bicentennial coins you got, Mr. Betts, that's kind of a special. It's just kind of a thing I happen to run into. I do run into some slab coins here and there, and I will have slab cents, but they'll be higher grade cents that I'll have. I'll have some next week. The Charlie's Changels. Well, it's actually funny. I am going to take on another role beginning right after Halloween. I don't even speak of the big red and green holiday prior to Halloween. So only after Halloween that I'll begin to talk about what we're going to do during the month of December. Your educational lesson tonight. There you go. But you've seen a number of repunch mint marks already just from having been through this auction. But there's also a number of websites out there that can help you out. Mine is coppercoins.com. You go to the die variety search and enter 1960. Check on Denver and check on mint mark varieties and then submit the form and you'll get a list of all 178 different repunch mint marks. Uh, 2019 D, I'm not sure what's really known in there so far. Probably not much, but I don't know. I've had half a mind to go through a few 19D rolls and just see what I could find. There's a lot of times when people avoid things because they don't think there's anything in it. That's when somebody finds something big. Like a friend of mine one time discovered the 1982 plain small date zinc double die reverse. Turns out to be worth thousands of dollars. He found the first one. Nobody bothered looking at the reverse side of 1982 Lincoln cents. He got paid big doing that. Yep, for sure. Check all the Denvers for ears too, because it seems that the ears like popping up in the Denver cents. Look up the 2018 D double die obverse Lincoln cent that has a ear, doubled ear. and watch the 2019s for the same thing. You finally sorted through all the rolls that you've gotten from me the last few months. Well, CM Silver, I hope you found something. I did find out today. Interesting thing I found out today. Any of you who have bought any of the 1972D dark red OBW rolls from me probably have double die reavers, number one, listed on John Wexler's website, WDDR001. I believe it's Kaneka double die reverse number one. Let me check that and be sure. But those dark red rolls, had someone buy a couple of those rolls from me, and they went through and they took a look, hunted through them, and found these double dies in there. I'm going to find out right now if... Oh, wrong year. Find out right now if... James Wiles has it listed. Yeah, he's got it listed there. 72D DDR number one. It has a what they're calling a extra ceiling line in the bay above the statue. And if you'll look it up on his website, I don't think I have it listed. I'll have to find one of them and list it. But there's the link to it. You can go look at it. I have had reports that this 1972D double die reverse is being found in the OBW rolls that I have been selling. Anytime you guys find die varieties in the rolls that I sell to you, I would love to know about them, because it gives me no better joy than to know that the people who are purchasing coins from me are finding goodies in what they're buying. I love that idea. If you find anything really good in what you get from me, be sure you send me a note and let me know about it. My dog's sitting over here. He's asleep, but you know how they say they're so cute when they're sleeping? What about the 96 pennies? What did I say about the 96 pennies? The value of the 72D double die reverse. Well, the ones that you're gonna get from me are gonna be at least MS63, and James Wiles calls that a $65 coin. And in 65, he's calling it a $77 or $75 coin. So way more than you're paying for the rolls. The 72D rolls are generally selling, the OBW rolls of 1972D are generally selling between generally $12 and $20 a piece. Ah, yes. And the 92 is also, the 1992 Lincoln Cents have rather fat letters on the obverse, especially in Liberty. And a lot of people mistake those for a Class 6 double die, and they're not. Hello, Rhonda Tolliver. You found a doubled ear 1983 cent? That one I haven't heard of. Do I think the U.S. Mint makes some of the new double dies on purpose for circulation? I don't think so. I think what's happening with the double dies now that they're making is that their minting process is getting to a point where they're making so many coins, they really just don't have the manpower, the time, or the effort to go back and look at the dies the way they should. So they tend to make the double dies. Die adjustment. Well, the die adjustment is generally a striking thing. It's not about making the dies. Most of the double dies that are coming out these days, the dies actually have a cone shape at the end. They have a pointed cone shape at the end of them prior to being hubbed. And at the point that they're hubbed, the hub comes down and presses with a lot of force onto the die to press the design into the die. But what happens is if it comes down and they're not sitting level with one another, what happens is that force, when it starts to press on it, it snaps it into place. When it snaps it into place, a lot of times that's where you get the doubling that we've been seeing over the past 15 years or so. Since they started the multiple hubbing technique, which was 22 years ago, 1997 is where they started the single squeeze hubbing. Yeah, it's the 92D, the one I was talking about, where it's not deterioration. It's actually design was basically just a different design. It was cut differently that year. 1992, you'll find fat letters in Liberty as a normal thing. I think they should stop making so many coins. Well, the fact about making so many coins is, well, that's what commerce asks for. Single squeeze started in 97, Penny Parent. Actual true hub double dies exist for 1996 with the separation lines and notching at the corners and the whole 9 yards. And that's very likely true that if they went back to making them out of solid copper, they would actually make fewer coins and make more money because they would be wasting a lot less metal to make coins that are going to rot in the gutters. Yeah, one of the reasons why or how you can actually remember that the single squeeze started in 1997 was the Cherry Pickers Guide's refusal to list the doubled ear 1997 as a double die at first because they had been told by the Philadelphia Mint that the single squeeze technique was going to eliminate the possibility of making double dies. Thank you, Penny Parent. And I did see the DDO that you got the other night, Coin Dragon. That 1982 DDO. Really nice. But the thing about the 97 doubled ear is that the Cherry Pickers Guide did not list that at first because they did not believe it to be a double die. And everyone else listed it because, well, it is a double die. And it's a double die. It was the first real heavy experience with the doubling created by the single squeeze technique. And now we know for sure that double dies have been created since 1997, so them doing the single squeeze technique of die making did not change the reality of double dies. It just changed the class that they're making them. 1983 pennies are supposed to weigh 2.5. If it weighs 3.07, you either have a lightweight bronze coin or you have a coin, it's actually brass, not bronze, or you have a scale that needs to be calibrated. 3.1 to 3.11 is the proper weight for the brass coins. Brass started in 1962, ended in 1982. Yeah, but a 3.07 1983 would not be within any kind of tolerance. It would be within tolerance of a brass planchet. That's true. If you have a 1983 that weighs 3.07, 3.08 grams for sure, and it's not plated, and there's nothing else wrong with it, then you should look for blisters. There's no blisters on the coin, and there's no sign of zinc rot, split plating, or anything to that effect. Then you could actually have a brass 1983 cent, which would be worth a hefty sum. Coin Dragon, you have to flip the book right side up to read it. Upside down, it looks a little strange. You don't have a 1983 large date cent. You're talking about the 82 or the 83? Because there are no large or small dates for 1983. They're all small date. Had your TV upside down to look at a few coins that were emailed to you? All right, brother. Next time you have to share some of that with me. Yeah, there were 7 different ones made in 1982. If you have a 1982 Philadelphia small date, and it weighs the bronze brass planchet weight, it's normal. The normal coin. 1982, in the Philadelphia Mint, they made all 4 possibilities. All 4 possibilities would be a small date or a large date in copper or zinc. So they made the small date copper, large date copper, small date zinc, and large date zinc. They made all 4 of them. That's for the Philadelphia Mint. For the Denver Mint, they made 3 out of the 4. The one they did not make was the 1982 D small date in the brass and the heavier planchet. So you would have to have a 1982 Denver Mint small date that weighs 3.1 grams to have the rare one. That's what you would have to have. So if it's Philadelphia Mint, it's nothing. If it's a Denver Mint and it's a small date and it weighs 3.1 grams, then you've got a rare puppy. What's the chances that you have it? Probably 1 in 300 million. Gage, mon frère. Bonne nuit. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate everyone coming by. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. We presently have 30 minutes after the, actually, it's more than 30 minutes after the auction ended. We have more people watching right now than we did through my entire first auction. How's that? Yes, Empyrean label. So it's a small date Denver Mint at 3.1 grams is what you would be looking for. Your chance of finding it be really, really small. Absolutely positive you found a 2019 D double diopterous. Interested in sending it to me. Have a video up showing it in good enough detail to see. I would like to see the video. If I see the video, send me a link to Coppercoins, cd@coppercoins.com. Sorry, cd@coppercoins.com. Send me a link cd@coppercoins.com to the video. Or you can post it in Facebook and show me where it is in Facebook. You have a good night too, Mantic. Or you can send it to me on Facebook Messenger. But if you have a video, it's probably better that you post it someplace and link me to it, because videos don't transfer very well through Messenger if they're too long. Thank you, Bulldog. You have a great night, Marine. A 3.08 is close enough to the tolerance of a brass coin that I would call it probably a brass composition and not a zinc composition. Now, you have to make sure that there's no clumps of dirt on it, that it's not plated, that it is the proper one that you're actually looking for, which would be the 1982 Denver Mint small date, and that it weighs over 3 grams. And then you've probably got something. Yes, sir. CM Silver, they can be added. I'll have to refund your shipping from the website because the website's going to charge you shipping no matter what. But what I can do is I can ship it in a box, whatever it takes, and then any shipping that you've paid over the amount that I use, I just refund it to you. Yeah, I would prefer to receive a link through email or something, that way I can be sure I can find it. Unless you go by Super Silverman on Facebook. If you just send me a link to it, it'll be easier for me to find it. Good night, CM Silver. All right, folks, I hate to blow this popsicle stand, but I'm going to have to go and send some invoices. It seems that some people want to buy some coins from me. So I'm going to have to go throw some invoices together. Then I'm going to have to go throw this dog in bed. That dog right there. So I wish you all a wonderful night, and I'm going to end this here. Be well, all.